Hi, folks. This is Dr. Don. I want to spend a little bit of time this afternoon in this video for next week talking about how we can use AI in our assignments, the Excel portion. And this is a little early because this is brand new to me, at least, because Microsoft just released the free version of CoPilot in Excel a few days ago. And I really haven't had a chance to experiment with it very much. As you may know, if you've been working with some of the AI, there's a learning curve in each of the AI tools. You're using ChatGPT or Microsoft Copilot or the Google, I can never remember the name of the doggone Google model, starts with G, Glimpse or something like that. They're all a little bit different, and you've got a learning curve of working with them. So when I saw this Microsoft Copilot open up the free version inside of Office 365, I knew I'd have to experiment a little bit. And that's what I want to show you tonight. A little bit of what I've gone through trying to use the Copilot on the Module 3 assignment. Why am I doing this? Well, the reality is that you're going to have to learn to work with the AI tools. It's going to be part of your job. If you're going to work for any company these days, even a small company, I guess, that uses Microsoft Office is going to expect you to know how to use AI. The tools are built in. They can help you do work faster. The question as educators we have is how much is the AI tool reducing learning versus getting the job done? And there's a trade-off there. You know, for writing essay type assignments, we don't want you to use AI because using AI there reduces your learning, the effort that it takes to learn to paraphrase a source, to put things in your own words, to understand something enough to be able to put it in your own words. That productive struggle is learning, and that's important. When it comes to things like spreadsheets, that's a technology. We're trying to teach you business analytics, and we have to get you to use some sort of technology tool. And so that's a little different in my mind. We want you to learn how to use Excel in this case, but there are all kinds of technology tools out there that are being used for business analytics. Later on in the course, we'll introduce you to Tableau, which is a very popular business analytics tool. There's Power BI, which kind of leverages off Excel. We didn't use Power BI because at the time we did the course update, it wasn't free. Tableau had a free version. My point is that the technology is rapidly changing, but when you get out into the workplace, if you want to go up in your organization, you're probably going to have to learn how to use an AI tool to supplement the other tools that you have. So let me show you what I found so far when I've been using Copilot. You can see here in this screenshot, the little Copilot icon has shown up. And if you click on that, it will give you a message that says you've got to turn on autosave. One of the cost of using the free version of Copilot in Microsoft Office is Microsoft wants access to your data. So when you turn on autosave up here, it saves it to your OneDrive. You need a Microsoft Office account to get this free version. And that means that, yeah, Microsoft can get access to this data. So you don't want to be using it on anything that's proprietary or private. The schoolwork, it's okay. It's been out there for 7-8 years, so we're not really worried about Microsoft getting this data. So you can turn on autosave, and it will give you a message where it's going to be saved. Okay, I'm going to close this, and I'm going to show you what a kind of a summary of what I found out at playing with this version of Copilot. The full version of Copilot, if you pay extra, $20 a month is minimum to get the full version of Copilot Pro, it's called, in your office, is a pretty doggone good tool. We have not used it in this course because it costs $20 a month. You're already likely paying for your Microsoft Office, and we don't want to add those costs. I've done some experiments with the free versions of Chat and the free versions of Google's tool, Claude, and I forget they've got a new name for it now. And the free versions are very limited in what you can do. Now, they've just made some changes in response to what Microsoft done, so I'll have to rethink that. But this is the free version of CoPilot that pops up. And it gives you some options over here. And what I did, I went down here and I knew based on the assignment for Module 3 that I needed to try to use a pivot table to divide this home data set into two subsets, with and without a fireplace. And you can see that when I first did it, I got a response. It accounted an error. Couldn't do it based on the way I phrased it here. So I rephrased it. I opened up the home data worksheet this time. Before I didn't have it on home data. I thought it could find the right tab if I gave it the name. And I said, since we've got this worksheet open, find create a pivot table. And it created this strange looking thing which was not correct. So I didn't ask it in the right format. And it says I create a pivot table and I tried adding to a new sheet and it was totally wrong. And you can see I responded, that did not work correctly. Create a pivot table based on this data. And it started, and what it generated was a table. It just jumped ahead, and it calculated the average home price for each lot size. I didn't ask it, I didn't mention lot size. There are a lot of lot sizes over here, and it went through and organized it into observations where it had the same lot size and calculated the average price, which is okay, but that's not what I wanted. And it says, I gave you this pivot table, average for lot sizes, and I went ahead and added the sheet to look at it. Wasn't what I wanted. So I asked it again, and I said, use pivot tables to find the average home price for homes for fireplaces true. This time, it did it. It found the right answer. That is the correct answer, $239,914, the average. Of course, that doesn't really help me a whole lot to do everything I've got to do, but it's a start. Okay? And it added it to a new sheet when I told it to do that. And then I said, I need to run a 2-sample t-test. This is your first task. And I gave it the alpha value, the significance level of 0.05, and I wanted the difference in mean values where fireplace is true and fireplace is false. And it says, this is what I'm going to do. I said, okay, start advanced analysis. And it told me what it's doing. And it did it using Python. Now, that's a coding language. It's not Excel. It will give you the actual coding language, and I know Python, and this is okay. But, it gave you the answer, but it didn't do it using Excel. So I'm going to be pretty liberal. If you do use the tool to help you on this assignment, and you get the right answer, even if it uses Python instead of Excel, I'll give you credit for that, because I want you to learn how to use this. So I want a good faith effort there. And then, but it gave me an error message. So I went ahead and inserted that. And I said, okay, let's do it again. I need to run a 2-sample test. And I gave it the same instructions. It asked if it wanted to use an advanced analysis. I said, okay. And it showed me some information. There's the Python code again, which you can copy and paste if you want to use that. And this is the answer. And it gave me the t-statistic 14.43, which is correct, and the p-value 1.17 e to the minus 44, which is scientific notation, which means it's essentially zero. That's 1.17 with 44 zeros in front, 0.0000000. Just essentially zero, which tells you there is a significant difference. So it did it right. And next I asked it to visualize the distribution homes with and without. And it did. It gave me, let me see if I can find it here. Where did it give me all these results? That's the first one that it did wrong. That's the second one, it calculated averages. And I'm going to go through here. There's where it did the averages again, and it created these distributions. These are bar charts, or column charts, if you will, and it shows you the nice distributions of the two with and without, but I wanted a box plot, asked for it, and it gave me the box plot, which is nice. And then one of the things you've got to do, I said, I need to prepare a scatter plot of the data with the home price on the y-axis and the living area on the x-axis. And it generated the scatter plot, which it put right there. And I just followed the conversation. I said, please add the best fit line and show the equation line, the R square. And it gave an error. So I asked it again. And this time it gives me the small one there, and it's over here as well. And it's correct. That is the scatter plot, home price on the Y, living area on the X, added the best fit straight line in the equation. And this is the correct equation and the correct R square. Now, the problem you have is you don't know that it's correct. So you've got to trust that the AI is doing that. And again, I'll give you some slack if you are successful. Or you can do it using the traditional way, using the videos that we show you the old way. And then I asked it to separate, going down here, you can see where I had a conversation, and you'll have a conversation with these things. And then I asked it, can you create two, which is, I think, task 5. We want to separate the data in with and without, and to create two scatter plots and get the equations of the aligned. And it did it correctly. So, what am I going through this for? I just want you to know that it's okay to learn to use AI. I'm not sure if it's going to be faster or slower than using our old how-to videos. That's your choice if you want to. You don't have to do this with AI. You can use it the old way. There's going to be a learning curve down the path. I think learning to use the AI will benefit you, but there is going to be a learning curve. It may take you a bit longer, and you've got to find ways to get a feel for, did it do it right or wrong? Just feel comfortable in trying out AI. Is something you need to learn to use. There's an old saying, it's not that old anymore really, that you won't be replaced by AI. You will be replaced by someone who knows how to use AI better than you do. So learn how to use AI ethically and professionally. I hope this long video helps. Again, I apologize for my appearance. I'm getting over some walking pneumonia, so I'm looking pretty shabby here, but I hope this helps. It's a long video. I'll shut up and turn it off. Thank you.